Give me a second there. That should be, well, it's going to be uploaded eventually anyways on my account. So let me give me a second with that.
It'll be at the bottom right-hand corner.
Give me a second.
You should see like chains or something, some symbol like that.
No, I don't see no chains.
On the bottom, what screen are you looking at?
I am looking at the Google Hangouts pop-out screen.
Okay, then on the bottom right-hand corner of that, like right by the boxes that has your icon and my icon and stuff like that, you should see a little chain or a link logo. And when you hover your mouse over that or click onto that,
I see it, I see it, I see it.
Good. It should say YouTube event page. Just post that in the group chat inside.
Okay, give me a second. All right.
Control C, Control V.
That is C, Control V.
And hit play on this shit. Alright, you might hear some backfeed. Bear with me for a quick moment. YouTube. There's the YouTube link. Kick-ass. Okay, let me just send this to some people.
My word, you cannot live without your gang, can you?
They're just now. I'm just gonna have them download it live because I don't have software that can record live Hangouts, and just in case you decide to delete this, I kind of want it.
Like you really are going to accomplish anything.
With you, probably not. I fully admit that. You know, if you have your head up your ass so hard, it might bend a crowbar before it even budges.
Yeah. Being a skeptic really does have my head up my ass.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a skeptic too. You should see my.
No, you're not a skeptic, man.
Hey,
There's a complete difference between being condescending and really having a drawn out null view of a perceptive argument. For instance,
null view?
Yeah, a null view means a non-substantial view. That's what being a skeptic is. You don't really agree with something, you question it, or something like that. There's an actual definition, but I'm using my terms for it.
Yeah, you're using your own terms, except a skeptic is not synonymous with closed-minded, and
that's not what closed-minded means. Closed-minded does not mean you absolutely negate the other person's point of view. That's what closed-minded means.
So you don't negate my point of view. So you've been agreeing this entire time with the facts of reality?
That's not what being a skeptic is about, man. Being a skeptic means you question something. So, for instance, I question the ISS. That's what means being a skeptic. If I'm closed-minded, that means I absolutely believe there is no ISS. Like one of those flat earthers, those would be closed-minded. A skeptic would say, well, just show me the facts and I would agree with it. For instance, if you show me a actual true picture of the ISS, there's one, I believe, some guy in Brazil shown. However, people in Brazil and Mexico are notorious for faking things with CGI. There's a bunch of, this Mexican guy who does UFO stuff. He's very well known. Well, he presents stuff that looks like it's authentic, but if you did a background of it, there's that MUFON organization did so, and they found out a lot of it was hoaxed. So you can't really agree with things that are from Latin America.
Well, this is the issue, though. This is the issue. It's like, how do you make the differentiation between real life and hoax when everything can be CGI to the point where it's believable? You know, it's like, at what point, besides actually flying you to the space station, bashing your head against the HAB, will convince you that the ISS exists?
Well, is it really that important to acknowledge it? I mean, does it really contribute anything besides some little experimentation in zero-G gravity?
Dude, acknowledging it or the importance of the space station is neither here nor there. That's irrelevant to whether or not it exists.
Well, actually, I would argue otherwise. If something is not important, then whether acknowledging exists or not, it's actually, it's like why even bother bringing up the question to begin with?
Hey, Red, I think that your car is unimportant, therefore it doesn't exist.
Well, I don't care.
No, I
don't even drive a car. I drive a truck.
Your logic is that the government is burning money on something, or whatever, you can make that argument. Or you're saying that the ISS may not be important, but regardless if it's important or not, regardless if it soaks up a shitload of funding, regardless of any of that shit, that has nothing to do on whether or not it exists. Just like when it comes to a whole bunch of arguments for or against God, it doesn't matter if he's an asshole, he can still exist and be an asshole.
Right. Except the whole point of argument about a God is nullified by its own initial premise. You're talking about a pure construct being derived in a systematic convolute of differentiation. Me and you are two different things. In order for something to be pure, it has to be completely founded upon itself with nothing else to be compared to. Otherwise, you automatically have differences. You automatically have variation between God and something that is not God. And therefore, you cannot have purity. Purity is something that cannot exist. It's just something that exists inside your head.
You're reading,
an ideal.
You're reading too far into this than I intended to go.
Well,
all I said was just because he's an asshole.
Well, you need to follow along, son. You need to follow along, son.
Dude, you're the one following on. You're diving way too deep into this.
No. You're not keeping up. That's the problem. You're not keeping up. You're keeping it towards your own enticed field of intellect can allow. Okay, if I push something to a certain extent, you need to follow along, or
you push things to irrelevancies, and that's
no. It's not irrelevant. It's not
a limit. It's not a limit in intellect, dumb fuck. It's about me staying on topic.
No swearing, son. No swearing. No need for that.
Wait a minute. So I can't swear?
No, I just don't. And you shouldn't try to swear with someone unless, of course, they're swearing with you. It's just a matter of civil behavior. You
don't know me very well, then. Okay, fine. I'll try to respect your rules, being that this is your hangout.
Okay. Okay. So, as I told you, even if you regard your matter of regarding something as a fact, let's bring that into question first, okay? That way we can get to your whether you're going to make me believe there's the ISS or not, okay?
Okay, go ahead and shoot. What you got?
Well, I want you to bring up how you perceive something as a fact. So bring it down, man.
With testable, repeatable evidence that is observable, and the best part about it is that Florida sucks in many ways, shapes, and form. We suck in making laws and whatnot, but one thing we do have is the Space Coast. And question: have you ever been to the Space Coast?
No.
Okay, I have. Let me tell you, it's a hell of a sight to see. I was there for the launch of multiple shuttle missions, the launch of Orion, SpaceX Discover, as well as the SpaceX CSR, I think it's crew supply missions from 1 through 5, and it is amazing. And the best part about it is that everything is recorded, and it was also posted on my main channel, which is Redline V8, V-E-I-G-H-T, you have to spell it out. Right. With that on there, as well as the fact that I'm also part of a few astronomy clubs where they have these telescopes that can track objects in real time. So they're like computerized on servos and stuff like that, all that bullshit. Well, anyway, so what happens is that they can track any object in the sky as long as it's loaded into their system. Guess what is? The ISS. And so when you track the ISS,
did you actually
through the viewfinder?
Wait a second. Did you actually make sure when they're tracking the object that they're legitimately doing so? Because you can actually program something to run a certain course parabolum in which it's to a person who may be observing from an offset, so like yourself, for instance, because you probably don't operate such equipment. You could gaze upon something and it provides you with what you perceive to be that information, but it may not actually be the precise information that you're believed or alleged that it is.
Okay, I think you might be going on a presuppositional argument there, but what I'm saying is that as it was going through, it actually eclipsed some trees. So you see the trees that it's eclipsing because I'm not sure if you saw my most recent video that I uploaded about 12 hours ago, but When the ISS went overhead, I recorded it. Sure, it's just a dot in the sky, but you see references with palm trees. You see references of my house. You see references of power lines.
I saw your video. I didn't saw any references of any power lines or trees in it.
No. You saw the first video. That first video only shows a black sky, which I agree is kind of neither here nor there.
Let me show you some for a second. Technically, shouldn't your let me see. There's a video from Brazil, and I'm just saying, if you actually saw the ISS, shouldn't it look similar? Let me get a second. See,
can you just do a screen share?
All right, let me just go ahead and see if I can find an image of it then. Okay.
Screen share. Go on the left side of your screen. You'll see a pop out. You'll see the little monitor with the green.
I have to find it too. Okay. So
green background, white arrow. Click it.
Green arrow. Well, yes, yeah. Share. Okay. Let me see. What I should get. Start screen share. Select a window to show in your video call or whatever. I guess this one will do. Okay. Okay, that's not what I wanted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a second. I told you I gotta find it. Say ISS. It should be Brazil. This thing's looking slow. Okay, images.
What exactly are you looking for?
Maybe I just gotta get it on YouTube. It's just not provided on Google Images.
Mustang versus Lust. Love that show.
Yeah. It's a person in Brazil who made a video involving the ISS, and you can actually see the form of it. In yours, you just see like a shining dot, but in this area, it's I think so. Carlos Bela. Let's see what it looks like. Just a second, just to make sure it is. Wait a second. No, it's not his. Shoot.
Okay, well, moving on, because you asked me a question, I would like to complete the answer if I can.
Sure, go ahead. Maybe I'll find it while you're doing that.
All right. Can you stop the screen share because it's going to completely ruin your bandwidth.
Okay. Let's see.
Top.
Stop. I see.
There you go. All right. Yeah, I'll make you an expert in Google Hangouts by the end. When it comes to like how I know, again, when it was eclipsing, you know that wasn't recording on the computer screen that was broadcasting this image. And with this telescope able to track this thing with precision, again, better than any human can, we are actually able to see the shape of the ISS. And it becomes more than just a dot at that point. So, being that we live in the Space Coast, I see rockets and shit going into space. You can see the shape of the ISS as it's orbiting overhead. There's free apps on Android that can actually help you track the thing, and we even have live video feeds from the ISS itself, both outside and inside the ISS.
Yeah, well, that. You still have to argue from the other person's point of view if you want to discredit it. You can't just simply state, well, we see this in the sky. We assume it's the ISS. We have hardware that's from NASA or whatever allowing us to track it. So we have A and we have B. Well, whatever. It's probably either NASA or some government from some space agency, maybe from the European Space Agency or Japanese Space Agency. They had to be involved with one of those space agencies in order to provide that information anyways. Because
so are you saying that this is like a worldwide conspiracy where like the Russians, the Chinese, ESA's
Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but there are conspiracies that have been made in the past. For instance, in World War I, there was a conspiracy among the Allied powers in which they tried to persuade the United States to join them by portraying the Germans as Mongols. That's an actual propaganda they have shown. And propaganda is a very common element in government. In fact, government itself is largely rooted in sophistry, which, if you didn't know, is philosophy, well, not really philosophies, but quasi-philosophies developed before Socrates that involve might is right and other arguments like that. There's one by Pythagoras where he argued that man is the measurement of the world. So, in other words, if it's not measured by man, it doesn't exist.
Okay, yeah, I agree that there's conspiracies everywhere, but what I'm saying in this case is that you're saying that multiple space agencies would be involved in a worldwide scam, not just the U.S. government.
I'm questionable about that too. See, I don't really know. Okay, in order for me to know that, I have to have proof that they were conveying together. I don't have any transcripts or anything like that, so I'm not going to go on that argument either. See, as I told you, I'm a skeptic. I'm not a denouncer or a flat earther. Flat earther will easily believe like that.
I wouldn't dare equate you to a flat earther. If you and I are talking about NASA and you agree that there's shit in space, then yeah, the Earth is round. Orbit. How does gravity work?
Well, it's actually a geoid in shape. Let me see if I can actually upload that and show you.
A geoid?
Yeah, let me show you. As you don't know that, since you have such an interest in space, you should know the actual physical structure or shape of the Earth. And it's a geoid.
Round.
It's a geoid. Let me show you. Okay, let me see if I can copy this, or maybe can I drag it into that box?
You wouldn't be able to. It's Google Hangouts is not a drag and drop application. You're going to need to either screen share it or send me the link so I can look it up myself.
Oh, okay. Let me just upload this fully. Okay, copy image location. Okay. There you go.
Let me click on this, see what it brings up. Is that like an over-exaggerated view of like Earth in terms of altitude?
Altitude from certain points of the Earth, but it's not exaggerated. That's more precisely what the Earth looks like, based on what geographers have stated.
I think that's overly exaggerated.
It's not. It's actually what the Earth looks like. There's certain ridges that are much more stated upwards than downward. The Earth isn't actually spherical in shape. I mean, you could say it's round in the sense of potato being round, but it's very asteroid-like looking. It just has an atmosphere and oceans.
Well, I would say that we all know that it's not a perfect circle or a perfect ball, but what I'm saying, well, nothing really is unless you're talking about a neutron star.
See, this is from a university. I got another one from a university I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I'm looking at the figures that they have, and so it looks like what they're trying to do is they are exaggerating it to an extent. Because if the Earth really looked like that, we wouldn't be seeing that on Apollo's cameras.
Whoa, then maybe you should question Apollo for a second there, man.
Well, then we would be questioning every single geosynchronous satellite out there. We would also be questioning we would even be questioning people, average, normal, everyday people who launch weather balloons into space with GoPro cameras, and they can see that the Earth does not look like that in any way, shape, or form.
Well, first of all, I don't really think those things can actually portray an actual true structure of the Earth looking like that, even if that was the okay. Say this, just follow my argument, okay? Say this is actually the way the Earth looks like, and you present something up into the mesosphere, maybe lower thermosphere. That's a wet balloon or whatever. Okay, you're not going to get the entire structure of the Earth looking like a potato or whatever that is. Okay, just from that altitude, you have to go far, far away, like where Apollo was at, and towards the moon. You know, so you can get an actual true structure of what the Earth looks like. Let me show you an example. There's this one video where this one guy was doing his sky jump. I think they call it. You might know it more than I would. I forgot his name, but I do have the video.
Because I'm showing one thing. Are you looking at the last figure that you posted? Can you bring that up for me, please?
Give me a second.
Bring up the last figure that you posted.
Wait, which post?
In the side chat, that link that you sent. Click on that image and bring it up on your screen, and hit screen share if you can.
A second.
Yeah, the very last link that you posted in the side.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, and then once it's up on your screen, put it on screen share because I want to show you something with that.
It's not letting me do it.
All right.
It's doing just full screen, Google Hangouts.
If you can't do it, I'll do it myself.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Hang on 1 second. Full screen, share, and doing this. All right. So that's the math with everything. So anyway, looking at this, this is India. India, according to this model, has a very significant dip inside of it. So, yes. Hypothetically speaking, if I were to launch a weather balloon from this point, which is close to center, I think you and I would both agree there, if I were to launch a weather balloon, like, let's say, 25 miles into the air, are you saying that I'm going to see a bowl all around me? Or am I going to see a spherical Earth as we would see in any other point on the planet?
Would 25 miles be enough into the sky to actually see the entire structure of the Earth?
It would be enough to see this structure. I know that much.
I don't.
Because we would launch stuff from Cape Canaveral, Florida, and I could see all the way to Tampa. That is in a straight line as the crow flies, maybe about 145 miles. And so if we were to go to that particular point on Earth, I bet you I can find a YouTube video where students in India have launched weather balloons. And are you telling me that I'm going to see that exact same feature on that video?
Well, you would have to actually distinctly notice it. I don't really think you could because you would have to be able to convey curvature of that slight significance. I don't think that's significant enough curvature given the height that you would actually be able to identify it. Let me think for a second. You're not going to be able to see that even at that height. You might be able to see the Himalayas, but you're not going to be able to see that dip, and that's mostly because there's all that ocean in the way. You would actually have to have some sort of equipment that can see the surface under the ocean to actually portray, because most of that, if you notice, is underneath the Indian Ocean.
Okay, but I'm not looking towards the Himalayas. The Himalayas on that model would be
I know.
outside the sphere that I'm talking about.
Well, wait. If you're 25 miles up into the atmosphere, you're not going to see the Himalayas.
No, I'm not looking towards the Himalayas. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Because the Himalayas, according to that picture, if we're looking at the color references of that picture, you would see that the Himalayas are outside of that. So that would be something to ignore. I'm looking at the bowl itself.
Well, yeah, but most of that bowl is in the Indian Ocean. It's not just over around Sri Lanka and off the coast of Calcutta, which is a city in India. It's also as you can see, most of it is in the Indian Ocean. I'm not sure if the British Isles are in that area, but yeah, they would be part of that.
Yep, and also this image that you sent me is a geoid.
Yeah, it's a geoid.
Yeah, and so coming from a geoid surface is described by geoid heights as referred to a sustainable Earth reference ellipsoid. Geoid heights are relatively small. The minimum of about negative 106 meters is located at the Indian Ocean, maximum geoid height of 85 meters. The figure below shows the global map with geoid heights of the EGM-95 gravity field model, computer generated to the GRS-80. So it is a most graphical representation of the Earth's gravity field, not a representation of the Earth's shape.
Wait a second.
Every point in the geoid surface is perpendicular to the local plumb line. It is therefore a natural reference for height. Measure along the plumb line. At the same time, the geoid is the most graphical representation of the Earth's gravity field.
Yeah, that's from Google definition. Okay, that's just as blatantly clear as uh, Wikipedia's.
That's not from Google.
It's posted on Google.
Yeah, it's posted on Google, but
Yeah.
I actually did a little bit of back searching and I found that link.
Wait a second. Is the geoid representation of the surface of the Earth that it would assume to see?
Go halfway down on that page,
Uh-huh.
and you'll see the same exact image there. Deviation of the physical surface of the Earth, GI or sea level of a regular episoid drawn by a computer of 1500 farther cant are expressions of irregular densities and mass distributions on the Earth's interior, which is forming under the influence of Earth's gravity deformation, ranging from 110 meters in the Indian Ocean to plus 90 meters over Southeast Asia. The major structures of this figure of the Earth could be measured with a mid-2000 launch of German CHAMP satellite, with unprecedented accuracy from observation from its orbit disturbances. Yeah. About the continent is the geode shown for better differential in gravity scale.
Well, you already have it right there. They had a satellite who went over and observed it. You say it's confiscated by gravity estimations, but so how does that articulate differently from an actual physical shape? I mean, basically, you're looking at the Earth without its atmosphere, without its oceans. You're stating that by its gravitational curvature that it's not the actual appearance that the Earth would have under the same.
Gravity has one principle. Gravity sucks, but when it sucks, it all wants to form itself into a ball. And now eventually, you have the Earth in its spherical shape. Now the gravity differentiation that you're showing in here basically states that it's just a representation of the gravity field. And the gravity, in order to make it twist and bend into that shape, would literally crumble the planet to pieces. This is why every single astronomical body out there that's of a sufficient size, like the Earth, or the Moon for that matter, is round, because gravity.
Well, it's still round. I mean, even an asteroid is round. A round object doesn't necessarily have to be ball-shaped.
I meant round as in it doesn't look like a potato.
This is you're saying that it would just crumble the Earth to pieces if it had the shape.
There are many graphical representations of the Earth based on things like atmospheric density, magnetic fields, and such. If we were to focus on just the magnetic field, the Earth would look like a fucking hourglass.
Can you show me an example of that?
The gravity field of the Earth?
No, yeah. the hourglass.
Hang on 1 second. It shows the outlines of the Earth, and you follow the outlines, it will look like, not an hourglass, I should have said. It will look like like two cells splitting.
Where's the link at?
I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay.
Open image in new tab. Copy. Paste. Send.
Okay, let's see this.
All right. If you click on that one, you're gonna see two spheres that combine in the middle where the Earth is.
I don't see two spheres. I just see the Earth, and I see looks like directional lines around it.
Yeah. Those directional lines that make up two spheres, one on each side, that combine in the middle.
But how does that have to do with configuring the shape of the Earth? How's that relevant?
Dude. Because just like gravitational fields, magnetic fields can also be used to basically make the Earth into whatever shape you want it to be.
But I don't see that in here. I don't see that here.
The fact is that when it comes to this model, if we were to inflate the Earth to fit the outside lines, what would it look like?
Can you show me something that's relevant to what we were talking about the Earth being reshaped differently from what you propose it is? Because I don't see that here. All I see is a ball-shaped Earth and its magnetic sphere, whatever, extending outwards. And I can see it's unrealistic because you see the sun just right next to the outer layer of the magnetic thing.
That's saying if you exaggerated, dude. This is
what
we're talking about.
Show me that. Show me that.
Dude, I can't find you one that did it like that.
Well, then what are you? I mean, if you're not going to provide me something evident, I know, but you keep saying stuff. You got to provide actual physical, objective information. If you keep providing me with words, that's just subjective. That's why in science we always provide objective information.
Dude, examples, thought experiments are just as relevant.
I know, but every thought experiment provides a computer-generated image. You get it? You get it?
Let me see if we can get this. Try to get your head out of your ass for 15 seconds.
Hey.
If you inflate the Earth, or if you stretch the Earth,
show me that.
Show me that. Of that, what will it look like?
So you're not going to show me that, huh?
Can you answer the question?
Show me. You didn't answer mine first. No. You're going to show me.
He who can entertain a thought without accepting it is definitely an intellectual.
Son,
unfortunately,
I asked you to show me, and you decided not to. So in other words,
unfortunately, you can't even entertain a thought because, well,
yeah, we can surely entertain a thought by bringing up stuff.
Then why don't you? Why don't you entertain it? Because right now I've entertained your thought with the Earth looking like a fucking potato, but you're not going to entertain my thought with the when we model the Earth on its gravitational field.
But I provided you an actual image.
Yeah, an image based on observations doing a spherical model. This is a line model because this is the way that magnetic fields are portrayed.
But it's stated by geographers to be the actual shape of the Earth.
Model.
Are you understanding me, or are you talking over me? It's the shape of what the geographers say the Earth looks like. It's a geoid.
Not what geographers say.
Yes, it is, because I was instructed by a geographer from Old Dominion University.
Dude, your own website disproves you.
No, it does not.
The shit. Or do you want me to read it for you because you're incapable of reading?
No. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
The geoid is a most graphical representation of the Earth's
looks like. Goodbye.